the root of all excellence.
What's up? So yeah, thank you for listening to the podcast. So one of the things I wanted to talk about this week is a big story that's been going on, with Deshaun Watson. And as of recently, they upped the amount of games they're gonna suspend him.
Mm-hmm. 11, right?
Yeah.
11 games and a $5 million fine.
$5 million, right? Which is no money when you look at this contract. It's like no money. But also, he is going to have to, settle with some of these women. And so we don't know exactly what the number he might end up with $5 million at the end of the day. So, yeah, I just kind of wanted to get into that because I really don't understand, like, what exactly did he do?
Right.
In order to, 60 something women. Come on.
I thought it was 24.
Was it
24? 1 dozen. Couple dozen. I think it was only like 20 something.
Is it 20 something?
I think so. Maybe that they took seriously. I don't know.
Right.
Let me see.
Because I felt like it was some outrageous number that
25.
25. So 25 women.
Yeah, by 25 women. And this is during the massage. So the lawsuit is sexual assault and other inappropriate conduct during massage therapy sessions.
So sexual assault.
What the women have accused him of.
Sexual assault.
It's a sexual assault and other inappropriate conduct. But I know a lot of people have been saying sexual misconduct in general.
And what is that?
It's very broad. So sexual misconduct is basically inappropriate sexually in any form or fashion. So it could be sexual assault, but it also could be making somebody feel uncomfortable in a sexual way. So making a sexual comment or something like that towards somebody would still be sexual misconduct.
Right. So I know one of the things that I've read was they said like he exposed himself doing the massage and also asks different masseuses to do like crazy things, like
pressured to give them head.
Yeah. Right. I don't know how that, like, it's either forced or.
Well, I think it's pressured.
Like I don't know. I would want to understand like what kind of pressure could you give a person to give you head that's not forced, that's not rape.
Well, I mean, I don't know if it's actually physically making somebody give you head, like putting their head on it.
Right.
But I don't know, and this could happen in very like rich people circles or whatever, where you feel like you say, no, I don't really want to, but they keep harping on it, so then you end up doing it. Right. But you don't really want to. Still.
Right. And that's weird to me because like if I don't want to do something, I don't give a fuck how many times you bring it up. Right. I'm just not gonna do it. And at some point I'm gonna just get from around you because you keep asking some shit that I'm not gonna do.
Right. So I guess it just depends on what level of pressure it is, but that's how I take pressure to do something that I don't want to do.
Right. I get it. I kind of understand that you can kind of like keep but I just don't understand when you go, I ended up doing it because
a lot of pressure.
Yeah, from the pressure.
Well, I mean, peer pressure is a real thing.
Peer pressure definitely is a real thing, and I was just thinking
but
about
I don't know if it's
right. That give you some head. pressure. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, probably the same concept.
Probably the same. Yeah, around maybe. I just didn't understand like he pressured me into giving them head.
Yeah, somebody say like, no, I don't want to. You keep going.
Right, but at some point I'm just getting the fuck up out of there. I would think.
I mean,
right?
I guess it depends on the person.
It depends on the person, the circle, and what this can mean for your career.
Right, that part.
You know what I mean? So I
Reviews, and then
get it. Right, but also one of the things that I read or heard was like he wanted like, hey, you know, could you stick your finger in my ass type shit. So not only was he like, you know, on some like give me some head stuff, but he also was on some like, hey, you know, can you do this to me? Can you do that for me?
That's weird.
Give it a hand job or something.
Happy ending. That's weird though. Like, let's get a toy. If that's
I
what
don't
you
know.
want.
I mean,
but I mean, neither here nor there. Like, these are the accusations. So
now this is one of the things I wanted to kind of discuss within the realms of talking about this is how do you feel? Like, do you feel that he's guilty?
I don't know, honestly. I mean, I could see where, I mean, if you're this type of person and this is a pattern for you, I could see how that could happen. It's believable, but I don't know.
I mean, I think that I don't know. I was looking at the press conference that he, you know, where he was kind of talking to the media, and
his apology.
Yeah, like so his apology was like, I have apologized. You know, I felt like some of the media, maybe some other entities, wanted him to come out and be like, "Yo, I did this, and this is what happened,
Right?
And please forgive me." But I think that
I think with stuff like this, taking ownership and kind of like being accountable for your actions, it is important. But I also feel like if you're saying I didn't do it, but people don't believe you, I mean, what can you do? So it's kind of like, for me in the gray area, like, I don't know if you did it or you didn't do it, but
if I had to like guess whether he did it or not, I think he did something, right?
Right.
I think he did something, right? And it's not really, this dude is a millionaire football player. They get on some, football players is weird. So
all athletes are weird.
Okay, that's fair, I guess.
But they think they're special.
Right. So, I mean, it's not uncommon for me to think that because he's this millionaire kind of star football player, that he might ask for something extra. He might say something in a sexual way. Right. He may offend, a masseuse based on what he's saying, or maybe based on some of the stuff that he would want done, right? But I don't think like what he's being accused of, he's done. Right?
I mean, it's not a far stretch, honestly. Like, I mean, if you did do this stuff, right, or if you did make these comments or you did make these requests, and I guess it's hard to decipher, like, if you made this request, is it legally, like, punishable? You know what I mean? Like, if I'm asking you to do something as a service and you say no, is that, I mean, you're uncomfortable, but like if I ask you to, like if he asks you to like massage his whatever,
his balls,
whatever part, his booty hole, massage my booty hole, is weird. But
Yeah.
is that, and you say no, is that then something that you would sue him for?
Yeah, well, I think, see, and this is the part where I start to be a conspiracy theorist,
Okay.
right? Because it just so happened that this is happening right around the time he wanted to trade,
Right.
right? So, I mean, it looks crazy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That he wanted to trade, and then all of a sudden, 50 million women come out of the woodwork and go, hey, no, but he did this
Right.
thing, right? So, number one, how did you get everybody on the same page?
Well, you know the investigations.
Right.
You know, ask everybody that he got a massage from.
But yeah, but I'm pretty sure that because he's saying that he's innocent, right? He's standing on his innocence,
Right.
and so I'm pretty sure. Let's say he did do this or did something to 25 different women, right? All of them are not gonna feel like, hey, yo, he he did this to me and I feel this way, right? So I think that in the investigation, like while they're investigating it, it has to be some incentive for them to come along with it. Like you have to be offering something through the gate.
Well, there also could be more than the 25, and the 25 are the people that feel some type of way about it.
Because I feel like I heard a higher number.
Oh, I don't know.
You know?
Yeah. But I think even if, so say it's 50 people and half of them felt some type of way, and it's the 25 that felt uncomfortable with his request. But I think if you're uncomfortable with a request, is that like, should you be able to sue for that?
I mean, apparently, it's happening. So,
I think it has to be deeper than that.
Also, I don't think this is on the surface. I don't think this is just about what he did and how he did it, and I think this is an attempt to kind of like ruin the guy.
Maybe.
You know what I mean? So, like I said, it's just a coincidence that it happened right around the time that he wanted to trade. Right? Now, I would think that maybe some of this was happened earlier. You know what I'm saying? All of this didn't happen around the time that he wanted to trade. Like these 25 women is stressed out over years.
Oh, okay.
So I would think that if it was really an issue, then this was probably should have came out before he wanted to trade. In my opinion, you know what I mean?
Everybody got their timing.
Right.
I don't know what the decision factor was with that, but
and kind of some of the stuff that I felt like he was saying is like, hey, it is what it is. Like he's standing on it. I apologize because obviously people even seeing this could be affected by it, right? People who are tuning in and people that were fans, right? Think about the women that were fans of it. And then you kind of have this thing.
Or the people that have been through experiences, because he mentioned people have been triggered by this. So
definitely. Right. So
whether there's a connection with him specifically or just your own personal experience.
Right. So, I mean, but overall, he's standing on it. You know what I mean?
And that's fine. I mean, and maybe he don't feel like what he did was as big of a deal as the person who experienced it feels.
Maybe.
And maybe that may be the disconnection. Because a lot of times,
like you do something to somebody and you be like, man, it wasn't even that big.
Right. And you don't realize the impact that it had on that person.
Right.
Which is not fair for you to say because you're not the one feeling it.
Definitely. So, that could be the disconnect. Also, I would think that, if he have allegations of like sexual assault, you know what I mean? That it would be some criminal charges brought up against him.
I mean, I guess depending on when it happened,
Ain't been that long.
but I think it's when it happened, and you also got to be able to prove it, right? Because I
Right.
think that with sexual assault, that's the hang up a lot of times, like being able to
That you
prove it,
prove it,
right?
right.
So it's unfortunate, but
But yeah, so like, I mean, the fact that it's not any criminal charges, like connected to it, right? Like they're not trying to send him to jail; they just trying to sue him.
right,
Makes me even more suspicious, right? Because Bill Cosby, they was trying to put him away.
right.
You know what I mean?
But I think there was proof with that one, and
Well,
he
no, I think
admitted it.
no, definitely. But the reason why they put him away was a whole nother story. It was illegal.
How they put him away was
Yeah,
illegal.
they put him away like violating his constitutional
Right.
rights.
That's how he got out.
Right.
He still admitted that he did it.
Definitely.
So
right.
it's kind of hard. I don't know. It's kind of hard to feel sorry for him, and you did it. So it's kind of like you still get punishment, but at the same time, they weren't being
right.
fair. Well, they weren't being just.
Him. Right. They tricked him.
Right. It wasn't legally, you're not able to do what they did. But because you admitted it and you did do this, you do deserve to get punished. Low key. Karma wise.
Karma wise, yeah. I agree. But so just the fact that, they're not looking for any criminal charges when it comes to Deshaun Watson.
You can't prove it.
Right. But it's crazy to me that in this country, you could actually get charged with, let's say OJ, right? OJ, okay. He got, they was charging him with murder. Right. He beat it, but they won the civil suit.
Right.
Right. I don't get that.
That's a different
court,
different jury, whatever.
Different rules. Yeah. Right. But I would think that I would think that it makes sense that if we can't lock him up, if we're saying that he's innocent in one way.
Well, not innocent, but not guilty.
Not guilty.
Without a reasonable doubt.
Okay. So if we're saying that he's not guilty, right, of this crime, then you shouldn't be able to kind of
make him pay.
Right. Because then a lot of shit becomes about money.
A lot of it is about money.
Right. And so when it becomes about money, the truth get like swallowed up within like the story. It don't even matter the story, It don't even matter what the truth is, because it's really just about money. So going back to Deshaun Watson, 25 women, right? How many of those you think just alone for the ride? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? When it's about money. Because I can guarantee during the investigation, you're going to mention, hey, if he has done this to you, then we have at least 250,000 for you coming.
Or however much. Right.
Well, right. Based on the calculations, based on what they think they're going to think they're going to settle for. We got at least this money coming. Right.
If you support
even if you didn't do it, even if you didn't have that experience, the money part is
enough.
Is motivating.
Right.
Right? To the point where like you would go, I not only have you did do this, but and make up another story. You know what I mean? Because none of it could be proven. If it could, then he would have criminal charges.
Well, maybe.
All right. But I'm just saying, like, when I look at the story, my conspiracy bones start to tingle. Right. And I'm like, wait a minute. So he asked for a trade, and all of these women came out the woodwork, right? He's not going to jail for any of this.
Right.
They're not even looking to send him to jail. They just want to let the world know he did this. And some money.
Yeah.
Right? So, it's really like destroying his image. Last year he didn't play at all. Right? So I think that
which is interesting to me. Like, did he not play at all because he wanted to trade, or did he not play at all because of the allegation?
The allegations, right? I think like the league suspended him for that year. Right? But everything comes along with it, right?
But is that fair?
I think the league has rules.
I think the league has rules, but I think a lot of people do a lot of things to where if there's allegations, it doesn't mean that you did it. You know what I mean? Right. So there's no...
That you're not guilty of anything.
Right.
So you've been punished based on what people are saying. But also, I think the league, because it's a big business, right? You kind of got to pretend like you support, the other side of it, right? So you can't go, especially football, they can't go, he has this many allegations, but we still going to let him play because he haven't been, it looked like you support him.
I guess it's like suspended. What does it? Police get suspended
pending the investigation.
With pay.
Yeah, pending the investigation.
So he was still getting paid.
I'm pretty sure.
He was like on break, on vacation.
I'm pretty sure, but it just looked like number one, I feel like NFL, NBA, MLB, any sport in which like they're paying you a large lumps of money, right? Meaning like, you signed a contract for $200 million for however many years. They're going to know everything that you do. There's no way that you think that these people are going to invest that much money into you, one person. And you do not want, I gave this guy $200 million and like, what's the guy from the Patriots that was like a murderer? You know what I mean?
That guy. Aaron
You don't want
Hernandez.
stuff. Yeah, you don't want stuff like that popping up. That's a bad investment. You done lost money now.
Right.
Because some of that money is guaranteed.
Right.
Right? So what you don't want to do is you don't want to completely be in the dark with your investment. Right? When you're investing in people. Right? You think that they don't know like everything about LeBron and what he's doing and what he's not doing. This is how they know that he's spending millions of dollars on his body per year. You know what I mean? They're going to know. They're going to investigate everything. I remember Pac-Man Jones said on the I Am podcast that he was coming out of the strip club and, the commissioner, Roger Goodell, had people like following him. Right? Now, don't get me wrong. Pac-Man Jones is he was a different type of person.
Right.
He was out here really doing regular nigga shit. So, they had people following them. You don't think that Carmelo Anthony said that, the commissioner set him down and was like, hey, you can't be around these people. Right? They know the type of people he was hanging around coming into the league, right? Right. They know, because you got to think that most of these people coming into the league are inner city kids, right? You got the gang factor.
Right.
They got friends that's drug dealers and stick up kids or whatever, right? They got friends. They from a specific place. What you don't want is that, them bringing that into your business, especially if they invested in you, right? We can't have a dude I give $250 million to get murdered because he out kicking it with one of his knucklehead friends. Can't do that.
I mean, but you can only control it so much.
I
Right?
agree.
Like you can just say you shouldn't do this, but at the end of the day,
Right.
they're gonna do what they're gonna do.
Right. No, definitely. And I think that those are the guys that do not get invested in all the way.
I mean, it could probably be a stronger investment, right? It could be a higher investment that you could
Right.
receive, but they're still gonna invest. They're still like
No,
interested
definitely.
in your talent.
Right. But it depends on, it's gonna affect the number.
Yeah.
Right. So we already know that, they're doing some investigation when it comes to them investing in your talents, right? So I think maybe it's possible. It just might be possible that they knew Deshaun Watson had been doing this and was waiting for the right time to drop it. They said, "Oh, you want to trade? Do you want to trade?
Maybe.
Release it."
Yes. I think that's another part of the conspiracy.
Definitely is my conspiracy tingling part, but yeah, like it just doesn't. It doesn't make sense that it was right around the time that he was like, "Yo, I don't want to be here no more."
Right.
You know. Also with I wanted to talk about like so I seen one of the accusers, like, like a little interview of her, and I guess he like reached out to her on Instagram for like a massage, right? And she was saying like, I don't do massages, but I am trained in massaging, right? Sounds like an Instagram model type shit. Like,
I don't know that equals that, but
I'm just saying, it to me, it sounded like why would you go? Yeah, no, I'll do the massage, even though I don't do massages.
I see. So
You see what I'm saying?
she's a trained masseuse, but she doesn't practice massage.
She might be a hooker, low key.
Okay.
Because let's be clear, a lot of these Instagram models,
I don't know why that equals that.
I'm not saying that it does. I'm just saying that a lot of these Instagram models, they make money other ways.
Okay.
Right. So maybe I don't know. I mean, maybe I'm reaching.
Yeah, that was a far reach. That was a reach.
Okay. But I'm just saying, so when I'm looking at the actual interview of one of the accusers, and she's saying that he hit me up on Instagram in a DM, you know what I'm saying? And he was asking for a massage. And she like, "Yo, I don't do massage. Yeah, I'm trained in it, but I don't do massage.
Okay.
But I'm going to do it."
So your question is,
Right.
why would she do it if she doesn't do massages?
Right. Like if he's asking for a massage, like, and you don't do massages even though you're trained in,
Right.
then
Why do it?
yeah, like what is the incentive for you to what's going on?
Maybe offered her a large amount of money.
That was gonna be my next thing. Maybe he was like,
Maybe
"Listen, you know what I mean?
Made it worth her while to give him a massage.
Maybe." But I just
Yeah.
it sounded like it was more.
I don't know that makes her a hooker.
No, I'm not saying she's a hooker. I'm just saying it sounded like they kind of had a different understanding.
I don't know.
Cause let me ask you this: why is he hitting her up in the DM?
I don't know.
You see what I'm
I don't
saying?
know.
And I wasn't able to find her like Instagram or nothing. I was looking to see what was you advertising that would even make this person hit you in the DM and be like, "Yo, let me get a massage."
That you do massages. Maybe she was talking about her certificate. Maybe she got a certificate.
I don't know, but
There's no telling. You never know. Like,
and let me just say, this entire situation is weird. It's weird, man. Because who need this many massages that don't have their own masseuse?
Mm-hmm.
Right? I'm pretty sure the Texans had they like own like kind of like, massage therapy area of, you know what I'm saying?
Sports trainer
Right.
therapy.
Right.
Oh, I mean, they should.
I mean, because you got to think, players get injured. They have like a rehab like area of expertise.
Right. I'm sure they have a masseuse.
I'm pretty sure. So what I'm trying to figure out is like, why are you going all these other places? Right? Like what is that?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Also, we have to within this talk about the Patriots owner.
Okay.
I forget his name, Kraft. Right? But he also got caught like pretty much getting a happy ending type thing.
Mm.
You know what I mean? So it makes me wonder, like, is this football culture?
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Is this sports culture?
Sports culture might be.
You know what I'm saying? Like they have these maybe it's gonna be a stretch again, but I gotta stretch it out. Do they have like these like hookers disguising as massage therapy, and you know what I mean? Like, is this like a sports thing? Because mind you, the Patriots owner, why are you getting you're a billionaire. Right. Why are you even in these places, bro? You have enough money to like have one at your crib. So yeah, like I'm confused about why these people want to like engage in this. It's a little weird.
I mean, why do you want it in the first place? I don't know.
It's a little weird,
creepers.
Man. I know, but at the same time, it's a difference when you a billionaire creeper. And Jeffrey Epstein taught us this.
I don't know if it's a difference because it's extra creepy.
Right, but you have a little more money to not be doing regular shit like getting caught in this weak ass. You know what I'm saying?
But you're still doing it. You're still a creeper.
You're still a creeper, no doubt.
You just got money to cover it up, so you could probably do it longer. What's he, an old guy?
Yeah, he's a little,
Been doing this for a long time.
My whole thing is like, why are y'all getting
creeper?
Why are you getting caught in some like massage parlor getting a happy ending, bro?
I mean, it's gonna come to light at some point.
At some point, I agree.
You don't do it for so long,
but it shouldn't be like this.
Well, I mean, in this situation, like Watson, maybe he was doing it in private, but still got caught. You a creeper, you a creeper. So he going to the parlor, and then Watson doing a private. Either way, they both came out.
Yeah, but I think that so my whole thing is with I think his name is Robert Kraft. I don't know, man. Because I'm terrible with names. But
you really get stuck on him though too. Name. What?
Yeah. I don't know.
Patriots owner. I don't know.
Yeah, I know that man name. But bro, like there's gotta be another way. Or is it that because of the fame, because of the money, you have an arrogance to where like it don't matter? Because I do know that
it's the arrogance of I'm gonna get away with it, and I get away with whatever culture in sports.
Right. Oh, so you think that
I get away with whatever in sports culture? Like,
I don't think it's everybody though.
The
stars.
Good one. Stars, this is very common. It's common knowledge that if you're a star athlete, you're gonna get away with stuff.
Okay, yeah. So you just think that you can do whatever you want,
right? This is what you've been taught.
Kind of be swept up under the rug.
This is what you've been taught. Probably at least high school.
since high school.
Yeah, if you were good.
Through college.
Yeah, high school, college. Now
So-
you a pro.
So let me ask you this, right? And this may be, kind of go along with my conspiracy theories. Do you think that the Texans kind of knew about it the whole time, but was like shielding it, right?
I don't know. I don't know if they knew about it because it's something that would be done in private, I would imagine. Unless
but I'm
he's done it to the people
that works in the facility
on the team. Like, what's his name? What's his name that was accused?
Who?
The other guy that was accused with the trainer. His trainer accused him.
His trainer, Antonio Brown.
Yeah. So like
Right.
that situation
But
where
that was different. Antonio Brown was hitting her.
yeah, but still, it was inappropriate within the business part of it, right? Wasn't she part of the team trainer?
I'm not really
His
sure.
trainer professionally.
Maybe, but you can have a trainer that's not associated with the team.
Right. So if he's doing this with the team masseuse, and then the team masseuse is like reports it, right? Then at that point they would know. But I think if
Right.
he's going through Instagram, how would they know?
Like I said, I think they investigate anybody that's a high commodity within whatever business that they do when it comes to sports. So like a quarterback is the guy,
Right.
right?
But like with Roethlisberger, didn't he get in trouble too? Wasn't he on trial?
Yeah, but I don't think I think that got swept up under the rug way quicker, faster. It didn't hit the media like it should have, maybe.
Yeah. But
It wasn't this.
no, it wasn't this, but it was something for me to hear about it. I don't even be
No,
in it like
definitely.
that.
It was definitely like a known thing. Like it hit the media.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I don't think it was this.
Right.
And he was getting like accused of actual
Right.
rape.
So that's what I
So-
mean. Like, I think people do things, especially in these professional athlete situations. Like, you've been trained since high school that you special if you're
Right.
good,
Right.
and
So you can kind of just
you've been
get away with
you've
something.
been getting away with stuff for years.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
I mean, it's not a stretch. It's not. And the fact that it happens so often is
Yeah. Yeah. And let me just make this comment. I think especially in football, right? I think that all of the special people are the ones you gotta look out for. Right? I don't think I don't really know if it's ever been like a good player with nothing surrounded them, like no controversy, nothing. You just was good and that's that, right?
I feel like Russell Wilson.
I don't
He's
know.
good. I don't know of any controversy around him.
Yeah, he's good, but
Is there any controversy?
well, you could probably name Tom Brady as well as far as controversy around them. But they're quarterbacks. Think about the wide receivers. That's good.
I don't know wide receivers like that.
Okay. Odell.
I don't know.
Look at Terrell Owens. They all troublemakers. All of them.
I don't know.
Ray Lewis allegedly killed somebody. I don't know how true it is. You know what I mean? But this is something
He was
that
accused of killing somebody.
yeah. Right? So I think all like special players. Look at there's no every player that has been like accused of something, they ain't been no bum.
Right.
Right? They wasn't no bum. Look at Ray Rice is that's his name? He was like stole on his girlfriend in the alley. He was nice.
Was he?
That nigga was nice.
But I feel like if you're not good, you're not gonna hear about it.
Okay, that's fair. I
Like
don't
nobody
know.
cares what the guy on the bench is doing.
So you feel like if it's no popularity connected with it,
Yeah.
you're not really gonna hear about it. I don't know, because remember that Seattle Seahawks like fucking player who had the black girlfriend and beat her up. It was a white. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
It was a white guy on the Seattle Seahawks who had like a black girlfriend and beat her up, and that kind of came out and was, you know what I mean? And I didn't know who the hell Buddy was, and I'm pretty sure like within the, if you are like a super football fan, then you kind of know him. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think he was like a main like.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Yeah, he wasn't. But you know, I think that, you know, it's some kind of controversy around you if you are good.
Yeah, but again, I think it's because you're good that people are going to pay attention.
Pay a little more attention to you.
Yeah, because the Ray Rice versus the guy who beat up his girlfriend that don't nobody know about. The difference in the media attention of that.
I mean, also he was white.
He was white, but
And this was a black woman. We know.
yeah, but I don't know if that's a factor.
I mean, I don't know, but
Because the white guys, they get attention too if they're good.
I don't know.
I just think nobody knew who he was, so nobody cared.
Right. Nobody. Okay.
And it was a black woman, so we know how people treat black women anyway.
Okay. You know, and also they had like footage of Ray Rice.
Did they not have footage of her? Is it just pictures?
I'm pretty sure it's just pictures. They didn't have like the footage of him like stealing on her.
Yeah, that makes a difference.
I think it would have made it bigger. Because Ray Rice stole on her like with like all my might.
And I think domestic violence in the NFL is pretty common. I think it happens a lot, and so that's why they do the whole
and
domestic violence support.
Yeah, because you got to think like these guys has been playing. Most of these guys have been playing football since they was kids, right? And so you expect them to produce this much violence and then hold back in certain areas, and that's just not the way that the mind body works.
Oh no, they need to figure it out.
You know what I'm saying? Look at in boxing. Even Floyd had to do time for domestic violence. This is a person who has been violent his entire life, and then you want him to shut it off.
Yeah.
When it comes to certain things, and they're just not wired that way.
I mean, I guess you got to get wired.
But I don't know if you can.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can.
I think you can.
Because quiet is kept. Think about domestic violence within law enforcement.
Right.
Right. Think about domestic violence within the military.
Right.
Right. It all has like a play in it to where you expect them to be a certain amount of violent, right? And then I don't think that, I think you can kind of maintain it, right? Because you can kind of control how much violence is being produced by a specific person. But you cannot, once they're wired that way, they're kind of wired that way.
I just don't think that it's okay. So,
no, definitely I don't think it's okay.
Whether you're wired that way or not, you need to figure it out.
Right.
Figure out your life.
And I'm pretty sure not all policemen
They
does
don't.
that, right?
So I have to, and I think not all NFL players do it either.
That's what I was just
Not all
gonna say.
boxers do it. So
Right.
I feel like somebody's got the secret. Somebody's figured out how to keep their life together and be respectful of people.
Right.
So,
but you gotta take into account that these, like whatever profession it is, they are pretty violent in their profession. Just like every day.
there's also people that aren't violent in their profession that do it too. So I don't know ratio wise what that looks like.
Right.
Like business
aggressiveness.
Right.
But it's still a form of like aggressiveness.
Right.
Right. So is it the aggressiveness that have them, you know what I mean?
Or is it just that you're not a nice person?
I don't know.
Like,
Maybe. I mean, I think you're gonna always have people who just do shit just because that's the type of people that
right,
they are. You know what I
right.
mean? But think about if, and I don't know what that ratio is. Like 1 out of every whatever is gonna do shit just because that's the type of person
You
that they
never
are.
know.
Now think about if you threw that ratio into the NFL, right? Is it a better chance that they really gonna do it, right? You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So I mean, you just don't,
Also, so many different factors go into it.
right?
So, I don't know. I think it's something to be looked at, but
Yeah.
it's something to be fixed also.
No, definitely, I agree. That
These boys need to be taught about just keeping it respectful.
I never got domestic violence, but just to kind of be clear, it's a, I feel like, and I could be wrong, and I don't really want to say it, but I'm gonna say it anyway. Domestic violence is different from fighting,
Okay.
right? Like a man coming home stealing on his wife for no reason because the cookies wasn't ready or something. You know what I mean? That's different than these two people like to fight.
I think that's still domestic violence. I think
Right.
the justification may be different, right?
Right, and that's what I'm saying.
So,
Like, even though it's still domestic violence, I think we have to look at that different
because
because
maybe both parties are participating in the domestic
definitely,
violence.
and it's some females who like cool with it.
There's some females that also beat their men,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
So
definitely.
I think it's still domestic violence either way. But I
Right,
think just your justification.
right. How we look at it is
Right.
gotta be a little different because these motherfuckers is violent together. That's probably why they together.
Well, they probably don't need to be together.
Toxic is is attractive to some toxic people. Was it the ice machine? So yeah, I think that kind of have to be looked at a little different than your average like abuser, right? Whether it's male or female.
Well, I think it's you look at somebody that is engaging in an argument or in a fight physically with another person versus somebody that is attacking somebody that's not engaging in the fight with them. So I think that's just the difference, right? So if you're at a bar and somebody just attacks somebody sitting at the bar randomly
Right.
for no reason, it's different than if the two are arguing and in a bar fight. So I think
No,
that's kind of the
no,
right. That's what you're
definitely.
saying.
Kinda. So because I think you can be an abuser and the woman fights back. You know what I mean? Or you can be an abuser and the male fights back, whatever, right?
Right.
Because I mean, like fighting back is sometimes like second nature to some
Right.
people. So, but I think the reason why you are an abuser has something to do with it, right?
So like the reason why the fights start, or
Right,
the reason is that what?
right. Because there's some men that like to beat on the women, and there's some women that like to beat on
Right.
men. It's just what it
Right.
is. That's what kind of person that you are, right? It's just some people that's gonna do shit just cause,
Right.
right? And so that's different. Whether they fight back or not doesn't matter, right? But the intention is different, right? So like if you have a couple in which like they like to fight each other or they will fight each other, right? They get into arguments a lot over little shit, petty, and they just be rumbling, tearing up the house under the Mr. and Mrs. Smith type shit, right? Mr. and Mrs. Smith is not like the movie. that wasn't like it was domestic violence, but neither one was an abuser, right? They was just fighting. So I think that's different than, a man or woman coming home drunk going, oh shit, I don't got no more Kool-Aid in the refrigerator, and just still on his wife. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's completely different, because you do have couples that just don't mind. This is who they are. They don't mind engaging in actual, like, they both toxic.
Right.
And they love each other because of it.
Is that the Mr. and Mrs. Smith? I never watched it.
Okay, we could. Yeah, Mr. and Mrs. Smith is like one of my favorite movies. On the low. And they was getting it in on there, like, you know what I mean. They was trying to kill each other, but
But they loved each other.
yeah, they was in love and shit. Well, you got to see it because it's a story, but like, it's a difference between like actual fight and one or the other being an abuser, right?
Okay. I mean, yeah.
So I think we got to look at that different. I don't even know how we got on this subject, low key. We was talking about Deshaun Watson. Maybe the Ray Rice thing kind of brought us in.
Domestic violence.
But I do think domestic violence is one of those things where we all have a part in in helping.
Right.
We should all have a part in, like, assisting, whether it's male or female. Somebody who's just like getting beat up. I can't imagine, like, like someone being in that situation, and that has to be their life, or what I mean? So
it's rough.
Definitely. But going back to the Deshaun Watson thing, I just feel like I think he played some part in it. Let me be clear. And I think that, like you were saying, there's some arrogance that come with that, to where he might have, like, stepped over all the boundaries. You know what I'm saying? But also, I think it's another angle in which, like, not only is they trying to destroy his image, right? And we're gonna see how long he's in the NFL after this, right? Not only is they trying to destroy his image, but also take some money away from him.
I don't know. I just wonder, like, do people really care?
I don't know what you mean.
Like, do people really care that this person is not a good person, right? So say this is true, right? Because you said they're going to try to destroy his image. Do people really care that this person is not a good person, even though that they're talented? Like, or is it just about the talent and they're a good player and this is what your purpose is? Like with, I feel like with other celebrities,
like who? Give me some names.
Like Chris Brown.
Chris Brown, okay.
So like the situation with Chris Brown and Rihanna, that happened. But there's also other things that happened with Chris Brown, that like dealing with assault and on trial or whatever like that. But do you care that he's not in because he has these actions, not good in that way? Like, if you're not a good person, then I'm not going to listen to your music. Kind of like everybody shut out R. Kelly. But I don't think everybody shut out Chris Brown.
So
do people really care?
I think me personally, I think we should be able to separate the person from whatever it is, whatever entertainment it is, right? Because I'm not investing in R. Kelly, Chris Brown, all of these people who could be bad people, right? I don't care who the person is, because in all actuality, I'm not putting them on a pedestal. I'm not like serving them. I'm using them for entertainment only. Right? I want to be entertained.
Right. So that's what my thought process is. Like, do people really care? And to what you just said, no, you don't really care.
No, I'm saying that because I do think there is, and this is the reason why, like, Chris Brown was in trouble, R. Kelly was in trouble, because if people didn't care, it wouldn't have got as far as it went, right? I think people do care, right? But also I think that a lot of people want to just be entertained. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah. So I mean, at what point do we?
What?
Like, I just don't know how far do we take it, right? So trying to mess up his image, right? So then that kind of takes away money from him in terms of endorsements. But does it really take away from he's a talented player on the on the Browns now?
Yeah.
So he's a talented player on the Browns now, and so now we can support the Browns or whatever. You know what I mean? If you're a Browns fan, you're not gonna then just be like, he's on the team like they did with Michael Vick. The backlash that Michael Vick got for
but Michael Vick is killing dogs, and white people not going for nobody killing dogs. People they don't care about, but dogs.
But that's the thing, like,
they not
at what level do you just take it away?
I'm not.
So, yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah. So what we're gonna do is go ahead and wrap this thing up. Let me just say that mental health is real. And self-care is important. We got to get up out of here because our baby is crying. We'll holler at y'all in a minute. All right? We out.
Thank you for listening.